discuss more updates from Asia. Now we move over to Europe for now, where US President Donald Trump has touched down in Scotland for a 4-day private visit. He arrived at Prestwick Airport on Friday evening and immediately headed to his luxury golf resort, Trump Turnberry in South Ayrshire. Trump began his first day on the green, teeing off at his course. He is expected to meet Prime Minister Keir Starmer later during the trip. There are also reports of Trump meeting the EU chief Ursula von der Leyen. Authorities have launched a major security operation in South Ayrshire and Aberdeenshire to ensure safety. Police presence has been increased throughout key areas ahead of the president's visit. We're now joined by Joshua Barnes, who's an anchor and correspondent. Joshua, what more context can you give to this visit to the north of Britain for the US president? What is he expected to discuss with these leaders? Obviously, it's being very much pitched as a private visit, but where Donald Trump goes, headlines seem to follow. So what can we expect?
Well, yes, absolutely, Thomas. Of course, Trump is a headline-making machine, and everything he says gets written up across the world. Of course, comments that he made before jumping on the plane to head to Scotland, talking about trade, talking about Hamas and Gaza and the ongoing negotiations there. But now he is in Scotland. A lot of this trip is about leisure. We know Trump loves playing golf. It is everywhere. And he's going to be spending a lot of his time on the greens trying to get birdies and eagles galore. But there is still a diplomatic angle to this. Conversations going on Sunday with Ursula von der Leyen, who is the EU chief. Of course, this comes with the context of that Trump deadline that was given as August the 1st. Trump has been strong with this deadline, saying that it will remain in place. But on the flip side, as we know Trump often does, contradicting himself, saying that it can be moved. So it's not necessarily last chance for the EU and US to agree to a deal, but ultimately Trump is unpredictable and we don't know what might happen if a deal isn't concluded. The EU have come out and said that a deal is possible this weekend. Ursula von der Leyen will be hoping to look over those details which aren't in agreement between the two parties. Trump himself, before boarding on the flight, when saying that a deal was 50-50 as to whether it would get done with the EU, also said that there are around 20 different points in which he sees there are major differences. So a lot to iron out. Whether that will be done solely in Scotland during this meeting between von der Leyen and Trump, we wait to see. Of course, diplomacy is multifaceted and there could be further conversations. Just to give you a short update as well, we've reported on this already, but Keir Starmer is also going to be meeting Donald Trump. We expect that to be more of a colloquial meeting between two leaders who have strengthened ties. Of course, there was some friction over the US action on Ukraine, pulling military aid, and of course Trump's rhetoric towards Volodymyr Zelensky when he was in the White House months ago. But since then, a trade deal has been agreed between the United Kingdom and the United States. That is a deal in principle. There are still bits in which could be tweaks. A big one: Britain is a key manufacturer and exporter of steel. Of course, Trump has put separate steel and aluminium tariffs in place for trading partners like the United Kingdom, like Canada and other nations alike, which they are going to have to face. Starmer is potentially looking to reduce this, but Trump has been clear there's not much wiggle room on both steel and aluminium tariffs. A lot to look forward to. Trump on the golf course, what more can you want?
Joshua Barnes, thank you very much for providing that context. We will bring you all the updates coming from Scotland as we get them. Now we move on to the